Namaste and Jai Hind, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Puneet Sani, you had called this out. You had called out that the language, one of the things that you had called out in your when you put out on social media, is that Amritpal was also a very smart guy. His language and his tone and what his narrative is when he's speaking in English is different. When he moves into Punjabi, it's different. So he's catering to two different audiences. The other aspect is of this targeting, that an Amritpal is a soft target. It's a false narrative that is spun, and these people are made to think that Sikhi and Sikhs are in danger in India.
So, Namaste Anand Bhai, Jai Ma Bharti. So there are a few points. Now, first of all, it's not false narrative. These are just like psychopathic liars. So, for example, now I was listening to this 2-minute speech. I think it was 100-second speech that he gave before he surrendered to the police. Now, in that 100-second in Punjabi, anybody can listen. You know what he's saying? I counted, it was 6 or 7 times. He said in this 1 month while I was away, he was justifying why he was running around like a dog and why he surrendered now. He says 6-7 times that, the government had unleashed a great repression of Sikhs. Now, imagine what kind of a conversation you can have with such deranged and such filthy liars. What repression has happened to the Sikhs? Ramneek Bhai is sitting here, everybody is sitting here, everybody is doing it. Sikhs are the most, beloved and thriving community here. Now, if somebody is saying nonsense like that, what kind of argument you can have? And I will just make a salient point. So, what you say, about very few, Sikhs are involved. All this is true, Anandji, and this is also I'm bringing out. But there is another perspective to it. The thing is, it's not how many, Sikhs support Khalistan or not. Almost nobody supports it. But the question is, can a few number of Sikhs who are radicalized and the government who doesn't, deal with them firmly, can they create a havoc or not? This is what happened in Punjab. You will be surprised, even after Blue Star, there was not a large support amongst the Sikhs against for Khalistan. I'll tell you, the main guy of Bhindranwala, who was Amreek Singh, he lost the Gurdwara election. They can't even win a Gurdwara election. From Moga, he lost from Jeevan Singh Ji Ungranagar. When they did a sociological study of Punjab, then they asked people, why had you joined the Khalistan movement? So the people who had joined for Bhindranwala, for Khalistan, for Delhi 84, for Blue Star, all these people together, they were hardly 10%. And 40 people have joined Shokiya Tor se. This was the reason they had given in sociological study that had been done by 3 very reputed sociologists of Guru Nanak Dev University. That they had joined for looting, they had joined for rape, and because they lived for less than 1 year. But in that 1 year, they committed 50 rapes. So they did not even have support then. But you see what the havoc was unleashed in Punjab. And more than, 22,000 Punjabis were killed. Because, we didn't manage this issue properly. So, as much as I accept this point that only it's a small fringe, but it's a small fringe, and if we don't manage it correctly, it doesn't mean it can create a havoc for the entire country.
There are many who are watching this broadcast who are also saying this does not end here. This is just the tip of the iceberg or one cog in the entire wheel. The entire wheel needs to be dismantled, and that's the larger challenge, because there are those who have already bought into this narrative and who are feeding it.
No, Anandji, please, the thing is, you deal with firmly. Actually, I'll tell you if you read what was happening in 1991 and 1990, this was the worst period of militancy, where on an average, more than 5,000 people were being killed. And when they saw, what was happening, if you read the most senior people of the security establishment, I think it was Mr. D.P. Sharma, if you read his book, they were making the argument that resolve, nothing can happen, everything is lost. This is what all the journalists were writing. But when Mr. Gill came and he showed some courage and clarity and resolve, nobody imagined that in 6 months all this Khalistani militancy will die down when it was so bad. So we just have to show right now, the government is not clear that yes, this is a problem. We understand it. We are not going to, make any negotiation, and, we will deal with them firmly. Then everybody would come out and, speak against them. If they see the government, is going to, placate them and something, then nobody's mad, because these people are wild, these people are violent, and other people are decent family people. They will never come in support if they think the government has no clarity or, courage to take them on. That is point number one. The second thing is, you said weakling. Oh, bhai, all of them are a weakling. Deep Sidhu, who was saying that we have done this Red Fort. You find this video when the police was after him, he was running for a month and he was crying like a little girl. I'm not exaggerating.
Ji.
You can find videos. And Deep Sidhu is a leader. Bhindranwala, they don't know, this was not the first time that he had hidden the Gurdwara. This was the third time. When Black Thunder happened, Mark Tully is still alive. If you read his, the Khalistanis used to say, we will do this, the government should come and do that. When, they did Black Thunder, these people, and by the way, they had cyanide in their thing. So if they had honor, they could have chewed it. These people got inside the Golden Temple and they defecated inside the sanctum sanctorum, these Khalistanis. And when they came out, for example, there was one guy, a very famous militant, Kara Singh Thande. He did not take the cyanide when he was inside the temple. He defecated inside. But when he came out and he saw the police and he saw the police identified him, he quickly ate the cyanide. So these are the cowards of the largest, you can't even imagine. But you have to show that you're not a coward. If you don't show that you have, these people will, dance on your head. And one point I will make is I'll give you a history. Like, for example, this guy was found from Bhindranwala Gurdwara. First of all, if you read SGPC, is it allowed to make a Gurdwara in name of Bhindranwala? If you, nobody has read it. But if you actually read, when SGPC is a British creation. At that time, the Gurdwaras were called Dharamsal. So they are still called Dharamsal where Afghani Sikhs live, for example, because it's out of Punjab. I'm telling you a very important bit of history. So when SGPC had to capture all these Gurdwaras, they made the case Gurdwara is only a place where it is associated with the Sikh Gurus, the 10 Sikh Gurus, or where the Granth Sahib has been established. If we don't make it for any person, and now they have made a Gurdwara for Bhindranwale, which is completely against what they had presented when they were being formed. And who was this Bhindranwala? Bhindranwala said that every Hindu should kill, every Sikh should kill 35 Hindus, and 2 Sikhs in every village take a motorbike and take a pistol and get on the job, and people started killing. He used this caste slur for a prime minister. He called her a Bamani, and a caste slur for, our Ramgarhia president, who was Zail Singh. He called it a Gulligan. This was the guy. He said, if you don't release my bus, I will kill 5,000. I will chop 5,000 Hindus to pieces in 1 hour. This is a man so vile and so vicious and so evil. And first they have made him a saint, and now they have made a Gurdwara out of him. This is the biggest blasphemy. Not this little girl who has gone and then you have made the entire propaganda. You read what is the SGPC history. You can't make a Gurdwara on any person, but they are making on this person who was the most vile,
not only making
vicious, deranged, evil.
You make a very strong point there, Puneet, and it's based on hard fact. And this fact is not very palatable to certain people. When you ask some of these hard questions to the SGPC, they then turn to become aggressive on you and then try and accuse you of beadbi.